Hi there. Hello everyone. It's Marlene. So let's just give me 1 second to open my iPad to the side. Let's find Facebook. And this way I can give you all time to find me. And yes, found myself. And I'm there and I'm ready to show you what we have in store for you today. So today is day 19. We are far past halfway through. It is time that we realize that it's almost finished the advent calendar for this year. And I would love your feedback to say what you think about the advent calendar. And I don't mean that if you like it or you don't like it, but what would you like to see in the advent calendar? What is the extra things you would like to see? Taking in consideration that there has to be a price at the end of the day. So of course I can put anything in the advent calendar, but being able to sell it for a price that people can actually pay is the other thing. So there's a lot of things that we can take into consideration where working out a price for a final product. So to have a fair price, to pay factories a fair price and everything, just take that all into consideration. We are not these cheap sites where you can produce things for very cheap, because they have to pay for every single design I draw, for everything that I do. And the company is really good. And so support the companies that still pay designers to do their work, please. No matter which company, it doesn't have to be the one that I'm with. But just think about it when spending your money, your hard-earned money, spending it in the right way. So for day 19, I'm streaming this later on, posting this to YouTube, and I'm doing this now in the Art by Marlene Creators group. I'm opening the day 19 envelope. So that is the day 19. And I kind of love the way that it already looks on that background, don't you? Kind of love the way that it looks where you go over from the houses to the sky, and these colorways. I like that. So I'm going to put the little box away that the envelopes come in, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. I'm just going to go to 14, 15, 16, 17, yesterday was 18, and today is day 19. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to take this color through to this page and probably do something around this lines too. I think that is what I'm going to focus on. How I'm going to do it, I've got no idea. Hi Agnieszka. Agnieszka's got a question. Let me see. Let me read. Marlene, I've got a question. Would you see fit to use some cutting dies in one of your die in lives? I have many lying around, but somehow don't use them. Some inspiration would be nice. I'm trying to limit the things that I use as extra things in my lives. That's why I'm not using a lot of stamps and things in my lives, because not everyone has a die cutting machine. Not everyone has all of my stamps, so limiting to the collage paper, the sticky quotes, and the paper elements is just the way that I do it. But the cutting dies are actually wonderful to combine, and actually my design team shows a lot of ways where you can combine the die cuts with this. I believe I have a little bag, and let me just see on the side if I can find it. For example, this is an old die cut of mine, and you can imagine just tearing pieces of this off and just putting that into the sky. This is a die cut when that didn't work out, so you can use that as a border for something. This you can use on the sides and to the top these as well. You can work that on pattern paper, use it as a sun or something like that. Let me see, even the butterfly. If you want to use the butterfly, you do one page like this, and the other way you use the same type of paper colors, and you do two sides to the butterfly, and you draw it in, and you make a nice background on that. So there is many ways that you can use the borders all around. You can add them to there. I've got so many nice die cuts that you can use. I mean, the scallops, the water scallops that I have, these ones, you can do different colors, or you can put this like that, and then you can put this scallop on top of that to create a nice border at the base. So there's many ways to use it. So if that is what you mean, yeah, that is something that you can definitely use a lot with this. Hi Michelle. Hi Janita. Goeiedag. So let's give this a start. So first of all, grabbing some paint, using my background colors, and of course, you know that the favorite set, that's why it's called my favorite set, because that is the colors that I mostly use. So I'm putting Ballet, Happy, which is this color. I'm adding Mermaid. Oops. And I'm adding a bit of Smurf in there. I believe I need a bit of that orangey, but I'm going to go for a bright one, so I'm going to go for the Boom. So all of the paints, of course, the Art by Marlene acrylic paint, which is just easy in your hand, and it's just nice to use. If you always keep them upside down, they will just be ready to dispense. You can see the way that I use them. There we are. So I'm not going to do a layer of gesso because I'm going to fill my background with paint first. So let's go in there and just go in and do a bit of that greenish color. Maybe just soften it out with that yellowish and just blend it over. Use a bit of that same coloring there so you don't just have it in one place. We're going to just blend it out into your background, going in with the pink next to it. I just don't want it to just be single spots of color. I don't like that, so I like to just make sure that the paint colors come back into different parts of my page. Bit of a lighter turquoise, and then go over to my pink to this side, and I need some pink in my corner over here. Leanne, Irene, hi, welcome. Great that you can join the live. So I've got a paintbrush for this, but I mean, that's why I'm using my hands. Why buy a paintbrush when you can use your hands? Oh, I'm so bad at this. I just kind of always like to do what I like to do. Kind of trying to not make the paintbrush strokes obvious on this side, because I want it to look like a bit more like the other page too. A bit of pink and orangey mix. I'll just give it a fresh tone. Just taking a bit of white and that yellow and mixing them together just to fade it out. Today I was a bit on the late side again. I had my hairdresser appointment that was planned 6 weeks ago already, even more than 6 weeks ago. And if I can't change my appointment, because then you won't be able to get in. So I had to go and just do that. So I kind of like the way that it's developing. So let's just clean my paintbrush. I use a little baby wipe or whatever you have on hand, just to soften that up and to clean my paintbrush on the side. And now what I'm going to do is here, this part is then, oops, that's not working. Oh yes, I just pretty new hair for Christmas indeed, Michelle. I needed to. It's just like a car. Sometimes you just have to take it for servicing, otherwise it just falls apart. We call it grote onderhoud in Dutch. So that is a nice background for me, I think. So let's dry this. Of course, I need to plug in my heater once again. Let's see, Leanne, Irene, Sophie, Michelle, Agnieszka, yeah. Agnieszka's asking, I just saw a hobby shop online that you do a pre-order for the new collection. Looks nice. Can you tell me something about it? I know that there's pre-orders out for my new collection. I don't usually stimulate any pre-orders before I actually do the live reveal. So there is quite a few stores, so they're not the only one, but there's quite a few stores that's doing pre-orders already for the new collection. To me, it's far too early, because I feel that we're still busy with Christmas and the Advent calendar, and we still have a new year. So at the end of the first week of January, I will do a live reveal of all the new products, and that is always the first time that I will be revealing new products to everyone. And until then, I always try to keep it a bit under the wraps, And yeah, we have some pretty awesome products coming out, and please follow along by that time. But at the moment, I'm not going to reveal anything yet, because I just feel it takes away from all the fun now. We can always sell those products later on, but now it's just too early for me, and I can't speak for anyone else. That's just the way my head works. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to use the back of the envelope because I love that color, and I'm going to try something, and I don't know if it's going to work. So let's see if it's going to work. If it doesn't work, we're going to go to a plan B, because I don't know how this is going to take my paint, because this is really smooth, the envelopes. So I'm just going to use black. Let's put this to the side. Let's put this to the side. Let's get a little piece of paper underneath there. And let's get a paintbrush. Oops. Let's spread the paint over the envelope. And I've got no idea how this is going to work, and if this is going to work in the way that I want it to. But because it's smooth, it gives you a bit of a runny look, but I kind of like the look of that. I kind of feel like it looks like it's, you can see the paint, the painterly look of it, so I like that. So I'm going to go with it. So far, not too bad. So this is quite dry now, and what I'm thinking, so let's see if it's going to work, is then cutting this out and leaving a little black border around it, so it'll set off well against the colorful background. I kind of think that is interesting, don't you? That looks fun. So of course I want that little sun or moon. Hey, Milagros, hello. I see Michelle says she's getting finger cramps from zooming in all the time. So I'm going to just grab another envelope because I need another house in there. So let's just grab one of my older envelopes, see what will work. I'll have to find the back of an envelope that'll work for this. You just finished your live. Great. So I'm just trying to find the envelope on the side here. Sorry guys, I know I'm off screen. So I could use that, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I might use this. think that I don't have much of a choice. I'll have to choose between these. Maybe this. I've got all my envelopes and everything in my box, in my empty box from my advent calendar. I'm putting everything in there. So let's see, I can use, that'll probably go well. That's too, no, I think I'm going to use this one. And let's see how the stencil will fit on there the best. That is not going to fit, but I can cut that building shorter. Can you see that? So that'll work. So let's grab that then. So, is Tammy on there? She's up too late, far too late, if she needs to work tomorrow. Or you're already on holiday, Tam. So let's see, I'm going to cut this piece off, of course. Oops. Just putting this away. I can't have a mess on my desk. Are you just climbing into bed? Have a good sleep, Tam. Okay, now we have to grab, I put my paintbrush into water already, so I have to grab a different paintbrush. And once again, just add black. Last day tomorrow. Oh, one more day, sweets. And then after New Year's, you guys, we will send off your products. We were supposed to send off the design team products already, but there was a delay in the stencils for them, and then we had the Christmas rush, and I'm not going to take the chance of getting all these design team parcels lost. So we delayed it. We're sending them only after, what do I want to say? After Christmas and New Year's, so we know that the transport will go smoothly and that they will arrive safely. Oops, there we are. See how messy this looks. Good. A good mess. That is just the way I like it. So, put these to the side. Extend Christmas for longer. Yeah, I know. Oh, waiting is always the worst part of everything, isn't it? But it'll be worth it. So let's put this to the side. So this will need to dry. So for the Aussies it's quite late. And for Milagros in Puerto Rico it's really early. And Heidi's at work. Oh. If it works, Heidi. You don't need to fix it, so. Let's just go in there. I'm just going to not do the same as the other one. I'm going to cut this and I'm going to go down. And I'm just going to make sure that this bottom part is straight. So let's see, maybe I'll cut them apart. I should have actually so maybe do two houses here, then go in and add a little house between there. Like this. I think that is something that'll probably work for me. Maybe like this. I think like that, so I'm going to do it like that. That's the best way. It is fun. It's just an easy way to use it. I'm just going to put my little sun to the, my moon or whatever it is, to the side. And I'm going to go in with my glue. I mean, it's just an easy way to reuse your envelopes. And once again, a totally different way. Because you're actually using your envelopes now to stencil on. And why not? Because it's a beautiful backdrop. I just like to just press it just to make sure that, because it's a much thicker paper, you just need to press it down a bit. And if you want to, you can actually just pull off that back layer of the paper, this, and it'll become thinner, so then it's easier. So I'm just going onto that border really. I don't like sticking things over if it's thick and it's not my very thin collage paper. I don't like to stick it over the fold because otherwise it will damage. So hold it on, press it down, make sure it's adhered well. There we are. So I'm going to put that one down, but I'll have to stick this one first. Let's see if I can get that back part of the paper off. Can you see? So take the half of the paper off so it becomes much thinner. Yeah, like this we said. So we'll put that in there, so I'm going to put that one there. There we are. I've got the sticky glue. Art by Marlene sticky glue. If you want the order code for this one, it is ABMES Glue 01. And if you haven't tried it yet, it is a fantastic glue. It's really a fabulous glue. Comes from a good factory in the EU. There we are. So that's already such a pretty little site, I think. Now I want to stencil the stars, and I'm going to go in with white, and after that I'm going to go in with yellow. So first grabbing the white, and I'll just grab some more yellow. I'm just going to take a bit away from this because that's a bit of green in there. I don't want that. So I'm just pressing that aside. the glue and the scene. Yes, Tam, we like both. Just sometimes I do grab my lace and I think it's my sticky glue, and I sometimes want to stick things. I did change the packaging so that it didn't have the same effect as this, so it had that colourful one, so you won't confuse the two, but sometimes I still do. Let's see. I'm just going to grab this because I need that thickness under there. You know, I did it the previous time as well. It's just so it works easier. This because your spread is flat now. Especially when you're stenciling, it's just easier. So I've got a sponge here. I've already wet my sponge and I've made sure that all the moisture is pressed out of it. So I've got my white first. So let's do some white stars. Oh, you too. Yeah, and then you think, oh no, this is too opaque. Oh, I know exactly the feeling. I've tried to stick many things down with paint. Let me just. So once again, what I sometimes do is I first cover my base with a bit of white and then I add the yellow on later. That just helps the yellow to pop instead of blending in with your background because you don't have a white underlayer. So I'm going to just move it a bit like this, trying to see that my stars don't overlap. Yes, Tammy, if you clean up your desk a bit, it does help, I have to say. So there was still yellow paint left now on my stencil, so my underlay isn't totally white. Got a big mixed paint. Doesn't matter because I'm going to go in with the second layer and just feel that my stars are dry. Well, my paint is a bit wetter, it'll probably bleed through ships. That is when you're talking and explaining while you should be more careful. Let me just grab something to fix that. Where's my little stick? This is better because I don't like it when it's scruffy. We don't like scruffy. So you can see those little stars just playing around there in the sky. I like that effect. So we'll just do a bit of starburst going through to this side over here. So let's do some white. Maybe just quickly just remove that excess yellow paint from the stencil. And maybe just turn it around just to make sure that you'd have a different way of putting the stencil down now. And put that white paint. Let's put that down. Let's do another layer of white. I have to clean up every single time I create. I actually clean my desk. Otherwise it feels like I'm drowning. Just need to get that star off the building because that's not going to work for me. I think that's the part of your process. Let's see, a bit more yellow stars there. I'm going to just add some white first. Just grab a baby wipe, cover that up, go back over the stencil, and then let's do it with the yellow. I guess what Leanne is saying, you end up with a small working area. That's, I think, the thing with me is I've got a very small working area. So I need to be very careful how I use it, because otherwise I lose it. Because my area is so small, I have to be very, very good with my space and use it sufficiently and effectively. See, now I don't have that white in the background and I hate it. So I'm removing it. Because my background is dry, I can. See, sometimes I say something and I know I'm right, and then I think, oh well, I'll just, for this one time I will just do it differently, and then it just doesn't work. You need the white under your yellow if you're using it on other colors to really make the color pop. There's almost no white on there. It's like I'm saving paint. I'm sure that I have enough paint, but just dabbing it off on the side there. Making sure that little layer is dry will make all the difference. And then grabbing the yellow. And now let's just making sure that we find the way that the stencil was aligned. Much better. Still not right. I don't know why. It's because my paper is still wet or something underneath there, because I used the baby wipe maybe. Here it was perfect, and I think it's just because my baby wipe was wet, and maybe because I didn't gesso my page. So I like that. So let's put this aside. Just grab a paintbrush. Let's see. And just grab a bit of white. Just make sure we've got a bit of a splattering going on in the sky there. And this really does feel like Christmas for me. And this is day 19. So I've got that sun, moon, whatever it was. I had that somewhere. It feels a bit small now. Just doesn't feel right. Maybe I can just put it on some yellow. Let's see. Or on some other type of paper. Let's see. Just see what what we can play with here. Let's see. That'll give it a border, so maybe let's try that. Good night, Tam. You'll have to get up in the morning, so let's grab that. Let's make it a bit larger. That's already better, but it's not enough. And then maybe do a yellow border around that too. Let's do that. Oh, I thought Odette is saying good night, but you mean good night to Tammy. I thought, why are you going to sleep? It's day in the Netherlands. See how dirty my hands are again. It looks like I never take a bath. Well, I don't. We shower, but we almost never take baths. That's better, but where can I put it? Will I put it there or there? Maybe there. I think there. That's better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So it's a bit of the original plan with some extra some extra things there. So let's see, day. See if we could do it like that, if that's going to work. Maybe down there, day 19. Hi there. So let's just cut out the that is our day 19. So day, goes for the 9 and for the 1. Yes, sometimes you need a bit of white space. Sometimes I cover everything and sometimes I leave a bit. I think it's just trying to do a bit of everything and not always do exactly the same. It makes it more interesting. So in some areas, not finishing it or making a centerpiece, or rather making a really busy background, or do one page and have a separate other page, or having a bottom and a top to your page. So it's like this is also, this was only splattering, it's also a house stencil, but this way I use the stencil in a positive way, and now I use it in a negative way. Because here the pieces that I stenciled was this, so it was just a total different way of using your stencil. What I want to do is just go in with my markers, so just want to see which one I'm going to use. Not this one. I think I'm going to just see to the side. I'm just going to use a little want to draw a little border around that. I kind of like the way that it just radiates more color and just more movement. And then I'm just going to go out and I'm going to do another one a bit broader, and another one. I kind of like the way that it just gives it a bit of a punch, and making it less realistic makes it fun to me. And nothing has to be realistic. I mean, everything I create is just for fun. I mean, with my work, it's usually less is not more, more is more. And that's a bit my style. The other day, a lady commented on YouTube saying, your background is too busy. And I hear exactly what she's saying, but my answer was, I like it just the way it is, and I'm not going to change it. And not because I think she's being nasty. I think she just, that was an honest opinion, but it's just because I just like to do it the way that I like to do it. And sometimes it's not someone else's way, but it's my way, and I'm going to just keep on doing it the way I'm doing it. So this way it feels more magical to me, and it feels like there's something going on there. And now what I want to do is just make sure that I've got a bit of shading just behind my buildings, because now it feels a bit flat. So what I will do is I'll take a brush. I'll make sure that my paintbrush is rather just damp. This I can to the side there. Just my paintbrush is a bit damp, not wet, so you can take it off with a. And then we're just going to take my black and I'm going to put it on my craft sheet, and I'm going to take a bit of that. I'm just going to go in. Because this is paper, I don't want to go in and draw directly onto the paper, because that'll make a really, really harsh border. There we are. Just gives it a bit more feeling that you're pushing the background to the back and just accentuating your buildings to the front. There we are. So that is a bit the way that we are doing it today. It is the way we're rolling. And hopefully you like the results that we've created. And you like what you're seeing. And this was it for day 19 already of the Art by Marlene Advent Calendar. And I will take it up a bit. And maybe I'll add some sparkle even. And I think I'm going to go with the golden one. So let me just find it. This is the gold glitter. So I'm just giving my gold glitter a bit of a shake, just to make sure that the glitters are dispensed evenly. And on this part, I'm going to go in. I'm going to add the glitter there. I don't want it on my building. It is raining and it is we've got hail and we've got everything outside today. It's just terrible. Just wet my finger a bit just to make sure that I blend that out over the edges. So my technique for that is blending it out with my finger, and I like to make sure that I am able to just blend the glitter out too. I take a bit of water that I've diluted with the glue, and I just move it around with my finger. So that is it. Put the glue away, and I don't know, can you see this on camera? I don't even know if you are able to see it. It's really difficult to catch the glitter on camera, but in any case it looks really nice in real life. And that's what it's all about. So that's the page today. Thank you for joining me. Until the next time, till tomorrow. Bye-bye.